What's good, YouTube?
Are we on? What's up, YouTube?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Hello.
We appreciate you whenever and however you're watching this, because we already know time is expensive.
Yes, thank you. Much appreciated, guys.
And welcome to another episode of Creativity
Unsheathed.
I'm Oliver-Rey.
And I'm Nino.
And yes, that's what it says. We are brothers.
We are brothers.
And this is a show where we feel that any unknown can be known.
And they will be known.
Right? So keep your eyes open.
And don't give up.
Right.
Don't give up.
Right? Keep putting in the work. And speaking of the unknown, what we're looking in today is Project Superpowers.
Project Superpowers.
Yeah. And this came out in 2008. You got the creative team of Jim Kruger and Alex Ross. And they come back together after doing, was it Astro City? And then the Marvels book. That Marvels line during the early 90s.
Yeah.
No, sorry, like early 2000s, late 90s.
The title was just Marvel.
Yeah. So yeah, they come back on this little journey that they've put together where they're using public domain characters.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. And
bringing them out the closet.
Right. And what did you say? Like, what if?
What if what we know as Marvel today would never existed, and these characters became popular?
Right. Like, I mean, what was the very first superhero that came out was Superman, right?
Yeah, the popular.
That started it all. But what if he never came out?
Right.
Or what if he never did gain that popularity?
Yeah.
Right. What if it was another IP?
Yeah.
You know, something along the lines afterwards.
Right. Where we have Jim Lee. Right. Where we have Image.
Right. Like, or just
Comic Con out of that.
Right. Yeah. Like, what would comics be like if Superman didn't get popular?
Yeah.
Or what if we just seen a whole different line of heroes?
Yeah. Right. For sure.
So I guess during 2008, comics was getting hot. Comics was in pop culture. Iron Man was about to hit.
Yeah.
Batman, right? Batman Begins was hitting theaters.
Yeah.
Right. So like the ball was rolling. They were hitting. Movies were being made. Right. Deals were were being talked or being
It was like the peak of geek culture, if you want to call it that.
It's the start of the MCU.
Yeah.
And like maybe Dynamite wanted to do something of their own. Like what if, like they just grabbed up whatever public domain character that was available, and they got the creative team of Astro City, and knowing that dove in with heroes, right? And they did Marvel, so they already know how to deal with mythos.
Yeah.
So it's like as if they just grabbed all these characters, created their own mythos, and just made their own universe.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, right. And this is a 7-issue run. However, we really don't have all of them, and we only got the first. We'll only show you the first 3 because that's what's consistent. So this is the first 3 issues that you see here, and including issue 0. And it's like a double. It's 2 of them where it gives like a double page
Connecting cover.
I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, so that's what the connecting cover looks like.
Cool.
So yeah, it is a 7-issue run, but it does start off with issue 0. Kind of give the audience a sense of what these characters are about, or who are these characters that we should be caring about.
Right.
So issue 0 takes place in the present day, with the Fighting Yank coming to the terms with his ghost of his past in the present, and the issue really journeys through the history of the Second World War as a mystery needs to be solved. And what that mystery is, I'm not too sure, because you have to read 1 through 7 in order to know that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good starting off point for any of those curious seeing this on the rack during that time of 2008, right? I mean, I didn't wanted to pick it up, but what made you pick it up? Just because of issue
yeah.
0.
Zero, it was different. I guess like, what was this? I
Like
don't
you-
know. Yeah, just
like-
like grabbing stuff and just like, you know, trying it out.
Yeah, I mean, just because like they're new heroes, and I mean, I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not really thinking of them being ripoffs or anything,
Yeah.
but maybe within their name it might seem like a ripoff, but
Right, and maybe it's like, I didn't even know these were public domain characters when I picked them up.
no, yeah, and
Right.
neither have I.
Like just cool character designs, you know.
Neither have I. Did I know that these were public domain until I looked further into it, and like just really surprised in the history that's connected around at the same time with
Mhm.
Batman and Superman, and just how why did these characters not work?
Right,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Like, how come they're not at the same time?
Yeah, it's like was Batman and like DC and Marvel really outselling everybody? You
Right.
know, was the sales really that hot for them to be labeled big two now? You know,
Mhm.
and just crushing
The market.
right, and buying them out at that, right? Like
Yeah.
how they did with Charlatan.
Do you think because they didn't come out as like what they created at Marvel and DC, they took from this? Like redesign, use the same powers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, and just to their liking, and just shelve the real character,
Yeah.
or the character that they stole from or copied from, whatever.
It's like, why not revamp them and bring them at the same time with DC and Marvel
Mm-hmm.
with another imprint, you
Mhm.
know?
Right, and I guess that's what Jim Kroger and Alex Ross wanted to do with here, or Dynamite had an idea and asked them to do it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so let's look into it. And I like how it's pretty. One note that, and this kind of reminds me of DC's Brave and the Bold,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yeah.
as if like to give the audience a feel of their version of Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
You know, seeing these two characters team up, maybe for you for the very first time, or like first time seeing this on the show, like,
Yeah,
wow,
that's a good point.
right? Give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Brave and Bold, that's a good point. You see that? So, let me look through. He's the,
Fighting Yank.
yep, in the present day.
Yeah, and trying to deal with the ghost
Yeah,
of his
right,
past.
It's cool, it's kind of like an origin.
Yeah, so to create a team up front and center.
Oh, well, let's see. Oh, there. Yeah, that's the one. Huh?
Michael Turner's.
Yeah. That's cool. Cool. The Fighting Yank is being haunted.
You know, it's like it has that Norman Rockwell feel,
Mm.
but I don't know. I don't mind it because the flow, of the storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they didn't cheap out on that either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Great storytelling. That's him,
Oh.
the Fighting Yank in his glory days. So you would say his conscience is haunting him?
Or whatever mystery that needs to be solved.
Right, exactly. It's like, I won't let you rest till you solve it.
Mm. That's cool. It looks like Alex Ross did this too.
Oh man, it's like a painting within the painting.
Right? It's like, so he really does take photo references of himself or whatever friends that he invites over.
Right.
And so he has all of these costumes within or in his disposal, so that he really dresses up as them.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's kind
like, yeah, and it's like maybe kind of makes you wonder if his Wonder Woman, why it looks like him.
oh man, I don't want to go there. And then make his wife take the picture. Like, I don't want to wear it.
I feel empowered.
Sorry, Alex.
Just
We
kidding.
love you. Oh, it's the crew. In his glory days, it's the Green Llama. Ooh, didn't Alan Moore, Black Terror.
Yes. He revamped. I believe he revamped the character, but they made his soul or his conscience in the ship.
Yeah.
And it's called Black Terror. So it's more like Kit meets the whole space and
Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so Elmore, he went down that route.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. I almost had the same idea, man.
Yeah, because I knowing that these characters are public domain, I wanted to take a stab at it, and I was doing my research, and Alan Moore did that. So like, hey, me and
Dude, yeah, like we're tapping into that.
Like we're the same, like right there.
Tapping into whatever Alan Moore tapped into.
Like man,
we're there. Man, fucking Black Terror. Make our own.
Make someone better.
Yeah.
Cooler.
Cool. So I wonder if he's like indestructible.
So this urn is playing a part as far as how this mystery is going to get played out.
Like, what do you guys think? Like, do you think he looks cooler than Captain America if Captain America didn't exist? And like, what if Marvel pushed this as Captain America? How would you guys feel, right? Like,
that's the fighting yank all day.
Yeah.
Instead of Captain America.
It is open for debate and discussion. Nothing biased.
So instead of Captain America First Avenger, you get the fighting yank as the First Avenger.
Right? Like, what if he stood next to the Hulk or Black Widow? That'd be cool. Like, well,
unless fighting yank is not really of a patriotic name, I don't know.
Lord Yang, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, a leader with a cape of the Avengers has a cape. Or other than Thor.
It's cool.
It's almost like the same era as Cap, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for World War II, so yeah, I mean, what if he didn't get Cap?
See, I guess he's like indestructible.
Mm-hmm. So, again, like Jim and Alex knowing the Marvel mythos as if like they're taking from Captain America, right? And just throwing all of this, and then finding a way of throwing this supernatural element,
Yeah.
right? With their version of using the Green Llama as their Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Why does he look like Colonel Sanders? KFC. Yeah, that's a cool group shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to mind some of these characters. They look pretty good design.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy. Like, what if we got this and not X-Men, not Avengers? Or instead of Avengers, we got this, but we still got X-Men.
Man, dude.
Like, would it still work?
It's still called X-Men, but it's different. This is like
Yeah.
some random.
It's cool. Cool to think about.
I like those who are into the comic book history. Like there's something really think about, like how these public domains, like stayed shelved. Like
Right.
no one thought of to keep on putting them out.
Yeah. So imagine them side by side with X-Men. Do you think it would work, right? Totally good contrast.
Right.
Oh, hey, that would be probably a good idea. Time travel and cross them over with Marvel characters.
Oh, that's.
Or DC.
And speaking of this public domain,
Yes.
Mr. Sean Murphy, he purchased the rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that guy, man.
So anything Zorro that you guys have to go through him first.
Right. So I think he announced that he's wanted to do some things with Zorro and maybe putting it out as a movie afterwards. So like he really has a plan what he wants to do with Zorro, and shit, it would be cool to look like.
Man.
Cool to look at, knowing that Batman stemmed off of Zorro,
yes.
right? And Sean Murphy has his hand in Batman with the White Knight.
Yeah.
So it definitely goes hand in hand, and why he snatched the IP.
And it's in modern day, modern or future.
I don't know what he has planned, but you know, if whenever it comes out, like I want to see it. Yeah, and just I love his style. Just really gritty version of Alex Toth. Right, like
good one.
Right, like really not too much splatter, but it's just
enough black. Yeah.
And like the way he draws cars. So I don't wonder how he's going to incorporate the horse.
Yeah, he does draw a beautiful view.
Yeah. Oh, man, so maybe he wants to take a break from doing cars and do a real horse. From a steel horse to a real horse. You know? That's cool, double page.
Oh, wow. These are the characters.
So it's like Avengers Assemble.
Right.
Right?
Justice League Assemble.
Oh,
right?
dude, yeah.
It's like, what if there's no Justice League? And then you had this.
Totes. That's... Man.
Like these were the opposites of Marvel instead of the DC we know today.
Or what if they did go and then comics just didn't happen because these...
Yeah.
It didn't work. Right?
People didn't like it. They didn't catch on.
So, like, what if Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster didn't come up with Superman on time or whatever and just kept going with these, but it just never worked? What if we never got comics after that? Like, what would still flourish as comics? Would they go back to horror, westerns, crime, like...
Yeah, or just paper news strips.
Romance, you know?
Ooh,
like,
yeah, western,
like
space.
How would comics be if superheroes didn't last?
Yeah.
If it was like a failed concept, right?
Would Comic Con still be in play?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and
cosplay at that.
Yeah. So we created to kind of really think about like what history would be like.
Right. Yeah.
If these characters, like they got revamped for this, and we're just being reintroduced.
Yeah.
Right.
Like hopefully, like maybe they might like them this year.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a fan of these characters during that time and seeing this on the stands just out of curiosity, like what's out, and like, oh shit, I remember this.
Man.
like a really flashback.
Yeah.
Like for those fans.
Running the streets in knee-high socks and like running with his boys and
right, getting it off the stands.
Playing stickball.
Bottle caps.
For 5 cents.
Oh man.
A 5-cent comic book of these guys.
It's crazy.
Or maybe 2 cents. Man, 2-cent comics.
Lone Ranger, I think it's another. He's not public domain. No.
Lightning Yank died again.
Yeah, like I wonder if the Dynamite was really aiming for this to be like a film because of just the way it's how it's cinematically paced.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking at it that way.
So the flame body was never found. So I guess this is him, but there's no body.
So I guess just the whole sacrifice thing.
Mm-hmm.
How cliche, and they use it for public domain characters, and yet it still works.
It is your classic superhero stories.
Right. Yeah, it's classic superheroes. It's like,
yeah, man. Classic superhero stories.
Derek Robertson, Garth Ennis,
The Boys, The Yank.
He definitely blew up after this series.
Man.
He started getting like more gigs. Everyone started knowing his name.
Yeah.
From Space Beavers, Mr. Space Beavers, to,
The Boys, Nightcrawler. Happy. But some of the some public domain character I don't remember are actually in DC, right? Like the Gentleman Ghost or something, or Music Man. But I don't know. Maybe. Not sure. But like someone used the public domain.
That might have been more of like Alan Moore, Grant Morrison thing, because they're known for doing that kind of bit where they would take old classic heroes.
Watchmen, almost, maybe.
Almost, yeah. Just making new characters because he couldn't use charlatans.
Yeah.
You know, or DC's new purchases of charlatan characters, but you know, yeah, it just shows it can be done as far as like just come up with a character, have a cool story, put it together, and just see how the audience reacts to it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like if you don't look at it as a ripoff, and if you just want to be a good, you know, have to be told a good story, just pick it up and just, you know, judge it for yourself.
Yeah, it's like not all comics have to be superheroes.
Right. I mean, well, I mean, yeah, this is a superhero, but it's like a different take of a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like of what they can do design-wise, but same power or same personality traits, same morals, same politics or whatever. It's like, you know, just if it's a character that seems appealing enough.
Interesting, yeah.
Give it a whirl, and that's what you did with these.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I didn't care if it was Marvel or not, but I was like something new.
Right, because you really like how we just growing up knowing Marvel, DC, not like the whole universe, but who we liked.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You just want to get something new.
That looks cool. Right? That's a really good thought. Like, what if there's no Marvel in it? Or DC?
So that's the ghost, huh? Oh, the American spirit. That was haunting the fighting ink. Okay. So yeah, cool little character bio.
Americans.
Oh, look, Alex Ross pencil layout. It's cool.
Pencils and paint. Good job, Mr. Ross. Bringing them back to the old. Alright. Next issue.
Alright, which is this. And like we mentioned, it is 7-issue run. And what we have is broken up. But what we do have is issue 6. And issue 7, so we're missing 4 and 5. And then what other books that spinned off of there after this ended, you got like Green Hornet and the Shadow teaming up or fighting each other, however you want to go about it. You got the Black Bat, issues 1 and 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Brian Buccellato on the pencils. That's why I picked it up, just recognizing his name. And issue 3, you know, Black Terror. Death Defying Devil. Issue 1, this is issue 3 and 4.
That's cool.
Masquerade. The Owl. Yeah, so
cool.
I mean that's pretty much like all the bits of books that stemmed off of Project Superhero. And again, I think it was pretty cool just to see, or now to know that these were public domain and they had a history of being made during the time of Marvel, DC, and just that whole implosion of pop culture comics, and just being in the mix and just taking industry and their entertainment by steering wheel and just taking over.
Yeah.
Right? And like just this kind of reminds me of Chip Zdarsky's new book, latest book, Public Domain. And this one is about a cartoonist. He came up with a character that he has no rights to, or he came up with a creation, and everything that's, what the movies are today, the merchandising, the licensing, it's all not his. Like, he has no money, so he's penniless, but he created that character. So he's just talking about that life as a cartoonist, and just dealing with Hollywood, and that life that we hear about and read about and watch about,
right? Exactly. In documentaries and stuff.
With Jack Kirby,
Ditko,
Steve Ditko, rest in peace, Bill Finger. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, the list goes on as far as those especially the ghost team. The guys who've never been named or credited on those books in the past, under the Bob Kane camp. You know what I mean? I think if you guys really enjoy what you see here, and you guys really into that whole comics history and that whole public domain use of characters, and definitely whatever bin you guys find it in, pick it up, support your comic book store, support your creators. If you like Alex Ross and you like the covers and what he does, find him, pick it up. And Jim Kruger, I'm not too familiar with the penciler that did the work in here, but the storytelling was flawless. It was there. It's really told. It gave that cinematic feel. And I only know him for this book. But if you guys know anything else that we should be looking into, comment below. And then, and then Chip Zdarsky. You guys like him from what he did on Daredevil, Spider-Man. Deadpool's, I'm not too sure. But he's definitely a well-known writer, to the point where I wanted to get his creator own something around the comic book superhero topic. But he does something new and kind of explores something for fellow creators to look into. Right. So it's like, it's not just what you see on the surface. It's more of like what's beneath the surface value of how you make these characters come to life. You know what I mean? So like, again, it's like we see these, like, what if we didn't get Marvel and DC characters, So it's like, what if comic books kept printing these guys? What would the industry be like?
That's a real good question.
Would we love them as much? Would they be
as entertaining?
Right? Would they be summer blockbuster hits? Like with Blue Beetle, for example, and this one is the Scrub. So it's like the similarities there, but again, it's like, how would pop culture, or just how would the audience take it?
Exactly.
So
that's a good one.
Right. So comment below. Tell us what you guys feel, and
I'm really glad we picked this up. Yeah, it's a good comparison.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like, again, it's like that piece of history where we've how many times did we watch Superheroes Unmasked off the History Channel, and it's like, just knowing how it started and where it's going and where it is right now. I mean, I don't know where it's gonna go, but just where the current state of comics now, and how it blew up from 2008, from, I don't know where did it stop falling, maybe a good decade, 2018, maybe after
the pandemic hit.
When did what year did Endgame come out? I mean, I guess maybe whenever Endgame came out, I forget the year, but it's like maybe just comics and just the love for the comics just started falling, because like maybe superhero fatigue started to kick in, but it's like again, like going back to that question, would comics even reach that level that it did, and
for sure.
Again, so comment below, like, let us know what you guys think, and did you guys know about these public domain characters? If not, look them up. And there's like a lot. There's a long list of different villains and heroes that are available to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys want to dabble into doing superheroes and don't know how to come up with your own, but these characters look, interesting enough that you want to dabble into, or maybe just keep looking on that list of public domain characters.
Yeah. Come up with your own stories.
Yeah. But definitely, again, do your history and shout out the creators, because
for sure.
Some of them are unknown, but there's a list of the original creators there. So if you do touch upon their work, the shout out anyways. I don't know if their family estate will ever hear that or know about them, but at least they got that shout out.
Yeah.
And it continues their name and their legacy as far as whatever characters they created.
For sure.
So I'm gonna end this episode with a motivational quote for y'all and see if it goes well fit for Project Superheroes. This one is by Thomas J. Watson.
Mr. Watson.
And he states, don't make friends who are comfortable to be with. Make friends who will force you to lever yourself up.
Nice.
I mean, that's pretty straightforward as far as like how this team came to be and the goals and mission that they needed to accomplish during the time of World War II.
Yeah.
Especially how that urn plays a part, because they get trapped inside of it as the last page showed. So now they have to, as far as how they get released and what mission they have to go on for that, at least they're together and they know each other and they can get through whatever obstacle that comes their way going forward.
Yeah, they're each other's backbone.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I mean, and like you definitely want to keep your circle small. You want to keep a good team around you.
Positivity.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have too much negativity, it just takes the whole ship down. And you like all of us, we all trying to do our best to stay afloat, and we have those who are putting the holes in the boat. And it's like, you can't be having those kind of people on your crew, right? Or stirring up any negativity upon the environment that you want to uplift, that you want to build, and
Yeah, I mean, wanting the same positive energy that you give back is not being selfish.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Everyone wants that, but everyone's different, and you don't know what the situation is. So.
Yeah.
But you can have sympathy,
That's definitely a given, and it's like it's another golden rule to go forward with, and and like to apply that to your life as far as just knowing who you have in your circle and knowing when to cut them off, because sometimes like a rocket ship, they'll only take you so far, but the things that deter you, they're gonna fall off, and you have to keep soaring higher.
Stay focused.
Yeah. The sky, like a rocket, the sky goes into space, so the sky is no limit. The universe, when the Big Bang hit, we're all part of this universe. We all have that spark of stardust, stardust of talent and creativity to
potential,
right, to share with the world, and it's like you don't want to make that go to waste.
Yeah, we all got it, so use it. Yeah. Find it and use it for the good.
Like then, they're trying to make that work.
For the good of mankind.
Right. So till next time, y'all.
Till next time.
Keep creating. Stay creative. Tell your story.
Make a costume.
Make a comic book with these characters.
Yeah.
And
have a voice yourself.
And stay good. Yeah. Be good. And
stay creative.
As always.
As always.
Peace.
Peace.